You're tuning into the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, the only wrestling podcast covering WWE, AEW, and TNA. Let's get uncooked, uncorked, and uncensored.
Howdy, y'alls. You just said Western, so it kind of made me want to say that as we open this. We're the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm the hot commodity ENC, and I'm
How
joined.
y'all doing?
Ooh, that was great. Do it again.
How y'all doing?
Wait, you have to do it louder.
How y'all doing? I lived in South Carolina for 2 years.
Ooh.
I can fake it.
Do another phrase.
I'm trying to get
Come on.
They tell people kick rocks. On
Kick
their
rocks. I've heard that one. I've used
I
that
need
one
some
before.
sweet tea with that chicken. Sweet tea. That's all they drink. Sweet tea.
You have to just say try to speak Southern from there. I want to see if you sound like Southern gay or if you just sound Southern. Because you don't really
I probably sound Southern gay. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I think you sound amazing.
All right, come on. Let's get to it.
So we are covering WWE Evolution
I'll talk Southern to you
2025. South of the border. And we're covering, they're live in Atlanta, Georgia. So you look more country ties. And this is the second ever Evolution.
The ATL.
The ATL.
That's what they call it.
The first one was in 2018. And the build-up was pretty shitty, but
I lived like 20 minutes from Atlanta.
no, cool.
I was on the Augusta, Georgia border. I put in South Carolina. I was in Aiken.
Cool. Aiken, Georgia.
Aiken, South Carolina.
Oh, I thought it was Georgia. Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia.
Okay. But they're in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was a pretty weak build. It wasn't really good. But
Isn't that where Cody's from?
I don't know. But anyways, I feel like this was a very good pay-per-view. I'm seeing everywhere everyone's saying that they definitely need to have another one. That was the best pay-per-view of the year so far. They're loving
Evolution.
Yeah, they're loving all the matches.
It was very good, and they as Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, they made chicken salad out of chicken shit because they didn't have a good build or there was so much they could have done. Like, I wish that the the old timers and the what do you call them, the
legends,
old
timers. That's very nice.
They should have been doing little skits backstage. It should have been more than showing them in the audience. Kind of what Vicky Guerrero did, but it should have been done backstage. And they could have been introducing the matches. They could have had guest referees. Was it all women referees?
Yeah,
I think so. Which I don't know how, but yeah, they could have done a lot more, and they could have put some of the legends into the Battle Royal, which sucks.
Yeah, I was waiting to see more legends in the Battle Royal. I was waiting to see Michelle McCool.
I just don't get why they were just I don't care, but then they bitch that they're not selling enough tickets and this and that. It's
yeah. Well, let's cover the show. Stephanie McMahon comes out to open the show, and she's
best
smiling.
Part of the night.
That was the best part of the night, man. Seeing Stephanie McMahon Helmsley.
Thank you, Steph.
Stephanie, prominent on our Attitude Years podcast, and also she's currently prominent right now. Everyone loves her now because she has her podcast.
Her podcast with her best friend who doesn't have a job, so Stephanie gave her a job.
No reason for that girl to be on that show.
She knows nothing about wrestling, but she just sits there and Stephanie talks
nods
to her
head.
for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a 1 minute thing.
Yeah.
But our opening match, we have WWE.
And she had her show Steph's Places.
Steph's Places, there you go. Yeah, she went a lot of places. I like her podcast, though, because it's really just way to live at the front. It does not belong there. WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch defending against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley here in the opening match. Becky lands a really cool double roll-up, which gets a 2 count. Lyra hits a crossbody to Becky and then applies a reverse Boston Crab. Bayley and Becky's double ram Lyra Valkyria into the announce desk. Becky baseball slides Bayley and then tosses Lyra into the steps, tosses Bayley into the railing, and hits a Exploder to Bayley into the railing as well. Lyra lands a flying double cross body. Lyra lands a fisherman's buster to Becky. Bayley hits a flying elbow drop to Lyra to break up the pinfall. Becky lands a sunset flip. I'm sorry, Bayley sunset flip power bombs Becky Lynch into Lyra. Lyra lands a double flying leg drop. Becky hits a manhandle slam to Lyra, but Bayley breaks it up. Bayley lands a Bayley to belly to Becky, but Lyra breaks that pinfall up. Lyra lands a Nightwing to Becky, but Bayley's like, nah, that's not how it's gonna end. Bayley lands, oh bless you. You okay, baby? Oh, something fell. Oh shit, and it fell right on the carpet. Oh no.
It's not going to see the carpet. That was the only cold soda and ice I had.
This is some shit.
Yes. Keep going. I got it.
Bayley lands a rose plant to Lyra, and Becky gets the win after a backslide to Bayley. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. Becky Lynch retains the women's Intercontinental title. What'd you think?
Well, even though this was Evolution and it was an all-women's pay-per-view, I wanted the man to win, and she did. I was happy. I thought this was a great. This was the opener, right? Yeah. This was a great opening match. Becky was definitely the person to win. Everybody was really great. I like Bayley in it. I could have gone without Lyra or Valkyria in it.
Yeah.
But I think it would have meant more if it was just Bayley and Becky. But I do get they need to have the future and the present. But, hopefully one day she'll grow on us.
Maybe we'll get like a number one contenders match between Bayley and Lyra, and then we'll fight Becky at some point. But I thought
maybe somebody else should get it.
I agree, but I think it should be Bayley. I thought it was a good opener too. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Also, Lyra just held the belt,
so that's like a B.
And I think Bayley should be the next person. If anyone is gonna dethrone Becky, it should be Bayley.
Vicky Guerrero screams, "Excuse me," into a microphone, and I can't help but think of Latino Heat every time I see her fat face.
You can't think of what?
I can't help but think of Latino Heat every time I see her fat face. NXT Women's Champion Jacy Jayne with Fatal Influence members Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix defending against Jordynne Grace with Blake Monroe in Jordan's corner. We see sort of like promo from earlier on in the night where Jordynne asks Blake to be in her corner. Blake kind of gives her a little look, which I was kind of like, uh-oh. Jordynne lands a German suplex and dives onto Jacy on the floor. Jacy catapults Jordynne across the ropes, and Jacy then applies a bulldog choke. Jordynne lands a spine buster and a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Jayne lands a draping, twisting neckbreaker off the ropes for a 2. Jayne then lands a super Hurricane Rana and a running knee for a 2 count. Jordynne Grace lands a spinning back fist, and then Blake Monroe grabs the NXT Women's Championship from Jasmine Nix and hits Jordynne Grace in the back with the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy Jayne hits the rolling encore, and Jacy Jayne retains the NXT Women's Championship with some help from Blake Monroe here after Blake hands Jacy the NXT Women's Championship. It was a good match. Jordynne definitely deserved to win, but I like a heel Blake Monroe. I'm glad that she...
I told you that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I figured.
But I give this match I give it like a C, because
I'll even give it a C+. It was
good, but I don't think Jacy deserves to be champion. I think Jordynne does, and I like that Blake turned heel, but I don't know, it could have been done a bit differently.
Yeah, like a couple different things. I think that she needed a spot to turn heel, so that was cool and everything. But I kind of feel like they let Jacy keep the title to kind of like shut up the doubters and the haters who are like, oh, she's the most beatable champion. They're kind of going, no, we didn't make a mistake by making her champion. And it's like, yeah, no, actually you did. She still sucks. And like, even though like she couldn't beat her, they couldn't even make a storyline where she beat her fair and square. It had to be, with her cheating. So, I don't like that. Like Jordynne Grace, this was Evolution. Like like things are supposed to happen, and for the women here, and like Jordynne Grace deserves to be champion. This girl does not deserve to be champion. I'm not saying that because I don't like her. She doesn't deserve it. Jordynne Grace does. So I just wish that she had gotten it. Not Mariah May. Blake could have turned heel after she won the title.
I agree. So I definitely agree with you, baby. We have the women's tag team championships on the line in a failed four-way. Champions Raquel and Roxanne Perez, they retain here. Defending against the Kabuki Warriors, Zaria, and the NXT North American Women's Champion, Ruca, and the team of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Roxanne double clotheslines the Kabuki. Raquel double clotheslines the Kabuki Warriors to start. Soul lands a springboard X Factor at Alexa Bliss for a 2. Charlotte lands a double flying cross body to Judgment Day and a cartwheel clothesline to Roxanne Perez. Kabuki Warriors double super kick Zaria. Zaria hits a double superplex to the Kabuki ladies. I'm calling them Kabuki ladies. Soul hits a soul snatcher to Charlotte. Alexa Bliss gets saved when Zaria goes to spear her, but Charlotte pushes her out of the way, and Zaria accidentally spears her partner, Soul.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Excuse me, Alexa, shut up. Roxanne lands a pop rock to Charlotte Flair. Roxanne powerbombs Alexa Bliss onto the ladies on the floor and then hits a Tijuana bomb to Ruca and the Judgment Day retain. Good match, a lot of action. I give it a B. I really like Charlotte and Alexa. I didn't think they were going to win here, but I think they will down the line. I like them as a team.
I agree. If Charlotte I would have liked the Kabuki Warriors to win too. But it's not a bad choice. They're a good tag team. I think the whole point was that it brought Charlotte and Alexa together last night for the first time. Charlotte saved her from that spear at one point, and she was kind of hugging her in the corner, and they had a moment, and the crowd was behind Charlotte, which was nice to see after a while. So I kind of feel like she's kind of gonna turn face maybe now, and they're gonna be a team, and I do think they're gonna win the tag team titles. So I think to further the Judgment Day story, they had to keep the titles, but I think that Alexa and Charlotte are gonna win them, and like I said, I think last night was to bring them together.
All right, let's talk about our next match. WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton defending against. I think we both really like Trish Stratus.
Yes.
This is a good match. We got to see the greatest hits of Trish here.
I thought the ending was weak, but
Trish lands a Hurricane Rana. Trish off the apron to the floor. Did I say Trish lands a Hurricane Rana? Trish.
Mm-hmm.
Trish hits a Hurricane Rana to Tiffany off the apron to the floor. Tiffany lands a suplex into her knees to Trish Stratus, which is actually kind of cool, and Trish kicks out. Tiffany lands a Swanton bomb for a 2. Trish Hurricane Rana's Tiffany out of the corner and hits a chick kick, but Tiffany kicks out. Tiffany lands a rolling senton, but Trish lands a Stratus faction for a 2. Tiffany gets a win, though, after landing an Alabama slam and the prettiest moonsault ever. Tiffany wins here. We knew she was going to win. I like this match. I thought Trish looked great. Tiffany looked good. I thought it could have been a bit better. I'm still going to give it a B. But I love Trish. She did great. And Tiffany looked good. But, I'm more excited to see I want to see Trish in another match.
Honestly, and, we just watched the post show. And Trish was saying, she was we built the foundation. And these women built a skyscraper on our foundation. And now I get to come back and be part of that skyscraper. And it gives me goosebumps. And they were well, this is 25 years of satisfaction. What's next? And she was well, hopefully we make it a good year. I'd really like to see Trish at SummerSlam. It would be great. I hope that, I'm sure she's going to be done for a while now, but I'd like to see them bring her back for a while. She still kills it, and like honestly, like if any, like she wrestled way better than Tiffany. I thought. Yeah, like Tiffany can do a couple high flying moves, but like I really think the match could have been better and more on Tiffany's side. I thought the ending was like weak. Like I didn't believe for a second that Trish couldn't kick out of that. Like it was like nothing. She definitely could have kept going, but I do think Trish got like her stomach was like really hurt. Because she was like really holding it, but maybe not. Thank you, Trish.
Thank you, Trish.
We love you.
Yes, we do. Next up, we have a no-holds-barred match with special guest referee Bianca Belair, who did absolutely nothing. Like, I don't even know why she was the guest referee for this match. It added nothing to it. Naomi taking on Jade Cargill here. Naomi attacks Jade Cargill in the back with a kendo stick, and Jade spears Naomi on the floor. Naomi chokes Jade Cargill with a chain, and then Jade hits Naomi in the chest with a TV camera. Naomi rams Jade into the apron and desk, causing smoke to come out of the desk area, which is kind of funny to see. Naomi uses a steel chair to knock Jade off the apron through a table. Jade hits Naomi in the back on the top rope with a steel chair and lands a super Jade to Naomi through a table, and Jade Cargill gets the win. Jade is now obviously going to go on to take on Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. But what do you think of this match? I give it a B. It was good. It was a good brawl.
Yeah. This was a good match. Jade won, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. I really don't like Jade, and I don't know. I think she should have went to NXT for a while, and I think she would be better now. But the match was pretty good. I'm not excited for this match. What is that at SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about it. But Bianca, the thing with Bianca being in the match was that, like, you know, she kept going over to both of them and being like, you don't have to do this. And it was like, I was waiting for something to happen. Like, I kept thinking somehow Bianca's going to get involved. And she did not. And it was just like, what was the point of it? Like, I get Bianca wanted to be somehow involved in the second Evolution. She was in the first one, right?
Yeah. No, she wasn't.
Well, like, she definitely deserved to be a part of it, but, like, it was just, it made no sense. They could have done so much.
Have like one of them push her or something.
Right, and she should have hit one of them, or she could have turned heel. Everybody knows she's going to turn heel. Like, why didn't that happen last night?
Well, I feel like the storyline is done now. And we'll talk about it later with the, you know,
yeah, the three of them probably.
They're on different pages.
But, well, yeah, they are now. But, yeah, it was all right. I give it a C+.
Our Battle Royal winner goes to Clash and Perez to take on the Women's Champion. I'm not going to talk about this one because there was a lot going on, but Nikki Bella was in it. A bunch of the NXT girls. Stephanie Valkyria gets the win. It was down to Stephanie and Lash Legend. Lash was able to, it was Lash, Stephanie. They teamed up to get rid of Nia Jax. And then it came down to Stephanie and Lash, and Stephanie lands the Devil's Kiss to Lash on the apron, and Lash falls off. Stephanie wins. Then after the match, Stephanie McMahon comes in and speaks Spanish with Stephanie Valkyria, because of course Stephanie McMahon. You know, I don't really like Battle Royals, but I was glad Stephanie won.
Yeah, they're very hokey. I'd kind of like to see Lash Legend and Nia Jax have a fight.
Yeah, that would be good.
But, yeah. So I'm excited for Stephanie Valkyria to face whoever it is, Rhea or whoever wins.
Mm-hmm. Or main event, World Women's Champion Io Sky defending against Rhea Ripley here.
And we have Clash of Paris before that, too.
Mm-hmm. Io lands a moonsault to Rhea on the floor. Rhea tosses Io into the desk and ring steps. Io lands a tornado DDT and then dives onto Rhea on the floor.
They beat the shit out of each other.
They really did. Io lands a poison Rana for a 2 count. Rhea lands a Razor's Edge and a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 as well. Io accidentally lands a springboard drop kick to the referee. Rhea lands a riptide, but there's no ref. Rhea then hits a Razor's Edge and then big boots Io Sky into the crowd. Io climbs to like the highest crate she could find and lands a flying crossbody off of it onto Rhea. Io then powerbombs Rhea Ripley on the floor and lands an over the moonsault for a 2. And then both ladies climb the top rope and Io hits a super Spanish fly. And then music plays. I don't know who the fuck it was. And it ended up being Miss Money in the Bank Naomi. She runs out and they announce that she's cashing in. Naomi's hits Io with the briefcase, lands her moonsault, and Naomi is the new WWE World Women's Champion. Great match.
Amazing.
I give it an A. I was surprised. I did not expect it at all. Very good match. Good ending to the pay-per-view. What did you think?
Yes, this was definitely the way to end the pay-per-view. It was the best match. Rhea and Io beat the shit out of each other. They both had me thinking they were going to win. Either one of them could have won. They did awesome. I mean, they were in the ring, out of the ring, in the crowd. It was a huge shock for Naomi to cash in. I really was not thinking of it. Even when her music played, I was like shocked. So I thought it was great. I'm really happy Naomi's the champion, and you deserve it.
Yeah, I agree. I love Naomi Murph. But all in all, I give this pay-per-view an A. I thought, not every match was amazing, but it was a decent card. I thought so far the best wrestling that we saw all weekend. Better than Saturday's main event.
For what they had to work with, they did great.
We gotta see, finish AEW, but we've got Raw tonight, which we're gonna watch. I'm wondering what's gonna happen with Naomi as a women's champion. Seth Rollins is injured, so what's gonna happen with that title picture? But make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell.
And we got a whole new roster for Naomi to fight. All new storylines. So that's cool.
You're cool. Till next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.